In this corner, we have 8 generations of good versus, in this corner, 2 generations of evil. One for all versus all for one. What's gonna go down in this mental showdown? Let's start my live reaction to chapter 287 of My Hero Academia. And we have the beautiful Nana Shimura with those killer thighs. I don't know if I've ever noticed Nana's thighs before. She could crush 1,000 watermelons with those things. God damn, All Might isn't the only one who had muscles. But she says, to think, not even my death could keep us from meeting again. All for one. So yeah, oh boy, we got the stare down between the two nemesis, and Deku's still on the ground. And we just see the wind and the smoke blowing, and the barren mindscape, and just the shadows in the sky. And then we get the title chapter, which is Mistake. So yeah, Deku's looking up, thinking to himself, "That's Nana Shimura. We're inside One for All. But what's happening with Kachan and everyone else?" Yes, I want to know that too, Horikoshi. What's going on with Lord Explosion Murder? Is he okay? My poor Kachan. Sorry, we're probably not gonna get that in this chapter, but let's just keep going. And we got the sinister All for One still with his hazy mask covering him, kind of like this metaphysical mask. Now looky here, looky there, Tomura. Wow, a dead person. Wow, a dead person. That's a great line right there from an evil bastard. Um, who happens to be your grandmother? The pathetic, incompetent Nana Shimura stands before us. And Nana's just looking at him. We're in the middle of a transplant. And Deku's like, hmm? There are stories of people whose personalities and tastes change after an organ transplant. Though it sounds rather occult, there's plenty of supporting evidence. As for me, I'm prone to the oddest dreams from time to time. In my dreams, those whose quirks I've stolen show up to hurl abuse my way. These episodes often leave me discouraged. Am I really capable of feeling guilt for my sins like some utterly ordinary person? But here's the strangest part. Once I get rid of a quirk, its former owner stops haunting my sleep. Bizarre, no? Especially since I'm certainly the type to hold a grudge myself. But my work with our good doctor revealed the root cause. Okay, so we're getting it's been a while since we got a good monologue from All for One here, so he's definitely taking advantage of it. But yeah, it's interesting to see the idea of him maybe being haunted by his past sins, by the people whose quirks he's stolen. That's interesting. That unexpected. Oh my goodness! The first thing I see is Nana's big. Yeah. So he could. All for One continues. Just as organs and cells house memories of sorts, every quirk factor contains consciousness, the individuality of its wielder, if you will. As someone with the power to meddle with quirks themselves, I found myself in the unique position of being able to interact with those consciousnesses. You just see Shigaraki looking at his grandma, like mean mugging her. Flashback to Gran Torino. Now quit trampling all over Shimura's memory. So yeah, that was what Gran Torino said to Tomura. And Tomura says, Nana Shimura. Oh no, oh, man, he's thinking back to when he was a kid. He had the photo of his grandma. Grandma, he's holding it. This photo of his grandma hugging his dad when he was a little kid. Why were you? Oh, now he's thinking back to when he was kind of in his own mind and his family was trying to stop him, like when he before he awakened from the procedure. And Nana was there too. She put his hand on the back of his head. Um, that All for One continues monologuing. My blood kin too, my little brother, who had the power to grant his own quirk to another, could also meddle with quirks directly. When his original quirk mixed with the power stalking one, the resulting power became a sleeper car to carry consciousnesses forward to future generations. Anyhow, wouldn't you say, or would you like to say hello? So you're Kotaro's son. See, Nana's just talking. Nana's just ignoring All for One. She's talking straight to her grandson, Tomura. Uh, no matter how we got here, Grandma, you can rest assured that I also hate you with all my heart. And Nana's expression is just sad. Boom! We just see like something's happening. The ground is like shaking or something. Like smoke is like coming up, and just the wind is whipping or whatever, or like zoom, zoom, just like pulsating. Uh, this one for all world is eroding. Oh, I think that was Deku who's thinking, this one for all world is eroding. So yeah, the ground is like cracking. Good, Tomura. Your hatred is making its mark. So yeah, I guess Shigaraki's doing this subconsciously. Uh, the rule is that only the will of One for All's wielder can affect it. But your rage is starting to eat away at that very rule. You see All for One smiling as like some kind of like cracks are coming up his face, like some lines are coming up. Whoops, I nearly forgot. You hate me too. So Shigaraki's like grabbing All for One, who's still like coming out of his body. I guess he's like decaying him maybe, or he's doing something to him. All the better. How fitting for the symbol of terror. Freeze. Someone says it's like someone came on someone like the ground is saying freeze, like on the ground under Deku. Someone says freeze, but still not enough it seems. Oh damn! We have the one All for One's little brother, the first wielder of One for All, makes his appearance. Since my brother is as obstinate as I am, so he shows up behind Nana and Deku. So is he the next in line, brother? Uh, this is, well, I think we've seen his face before, but we're really getting a good look at him here. Like this is like we're seeing him like in full. And yeah, he looks a lot like, I may have said this before, but he looks a lot like a nice, like non creepy version of Shigaraki, which is interesting. Like the All for One's brother looks a lot like Shigaraki, but like if he had his shit together and he wasn't crazy. He's got like hair like covering up his right eye. Like he's got a lot of hair. He's got pretty long hair. Uh, and All for One responds to his brother, "It's such a shame that I could never make you mine." And then All for One's brother says, "We will never go to you. We have chosen to remain within this boy." He's putting his hands out. He's standing right over Deku. And like the wind of the One for All mindscape world is like surging forward. And like shadows and smoke are surging forward. And you see Shigaraki like, kind of like standing there, like kind of struggling. getting beaten back. That's the one power that never behaved how Master wanted. What the hell? Oh my god, All For One's getting really excited. He's like, ha! He put his hand out. Show some power, Tomura. Oh, he's got the air bullet hole in the palm of his hand. Combine your strength with my own, and we can steal them away. There are but a couple of departed people who fell to me. Brother, you claim you've chosen this? No point in bluffing when I know the truth. I've seen it all through Tomura's eyes. So Nana and the brother are holding their hands out. Nana and All For One's brother. This incredible power has been wasted on one who could protect neither friend nor teacher. They were forced to defend him. In fact, what's more, like his master, he's given himself over to blind rage. Oh, he's talking about All Might. I think, yeah, because Deku kind of went berserk, and I was thinking that too. Like, when Deku was in the past, like couple chapters, when Deku was going like berserk on Shigaraki, I was thinking I'm pretty sure that's probably how All Might was how he probably went berserk when he fought All For One years ago, like right after All For One gave him his bad injury in the stomach. All Might probably went like berserk like Deku did in the last chapter and fucking just like smashed All For One's face and just like thought he killed him. So yeah, I think that's what All For One's talking about. Like his master, he's given himself over to blind rage. He finds himself immobilized, squirming about helplessly, watching on. We just see the big mouth, the big maniacal, grinning mouth of All For One. He's like, you see his teeth and everything, like, aha! Conferring this power to someone so worthless was a mistake. And there's the title of the chapter. And All For One's brother says, no, it wasn't. He was just All For One's face is starting to look like the top half of it. It just like has a bunch of hair coming out of it. He's still smiling. Someone who exploits people like you could never understand. What drives this boy to shed blood? What drives this boy to shed blood? He rages for the sake of others. For them, he does his best until he can do no more. We see Deku close up on Deku's eyes and then a close up on Shigaraki's eyes. This young man is possessed by a drive to save others that eclipses all common understanding. Our power is his, and we shall follow him. Deku gets up. He can actually move. Finally, he's still got the haze covering his mouth, like the shadow covering his body, but he gets up. He's like, "Rah!" He's like lunging forward. Then we cut back to the real world. In the sky, there's like a big like light explosion or something. Oh my god, then we see Deku and Shigaraki just like falling from the sky. They both look totally spent, like they both look ragged. Deku looks like he can't even move. He's like got blood coming out of his nose. He's still charged up with One For All, but he looks like he's totally immobile. He's thinking, did he steal it? No, he couldn't. But if you cut to Shigaraki, whose body is still healing from all the burns, like he's still nowhere near healed up. He's got his hair back. He's got a little bit of skin on his face, a little bit of skin like patchwork, like all over his body. He's got a pretty good chunk of skin right on his torso, but mostly he's just burns still. But he's looking pretty, like he's looking serious. And I think All For One is still in his head going, Tomura, my quirk has not fully settled into your body, so you couldn't summon the power to steal his. Don't black out. Your body must achieve completion. Retreat, take stock, and live to fight on. Oh boy, okay, are we finally wrapping this up? Are we finally wrapping up this insanity? Like, Shigaraki's finally gonna back off for now. I was wondering, like, someone had to back down. Because I don't think this is the end of the series, and both sides are getting beat to hell. And, like, as powerful as Shigaraki has become, he's not full yet. Like, he's not fully developed yet. So something's got to give. Like, somebody's got to get out of here. We still got Gigantomachia and the other villains on their way. But I think Shigaraki's done for now, but so is Deku. They're both beat to shit. They're like, Deku and Shigaraki are both trying to stay conscious right now. Pretty much, they're both like about to pass out from all this fighting, all this like mental and physical gauntlets they've been thrown. So yeah. So All For One's telling Shigaraki not to pass out. Deku looks like he's about to pass out too. But he's thinking to himself, Shigaraki, please don't start moving again. Deku's like, please just stay down. We can't fight anymore. Oh man, we cut through. We cut to one of the poor cities that Gigantomachia is just smashing his way through. We just see fire and smoke and destruction. And we see Dabi. And I think that's Dabi and Skeptic on Gigantomachia's back. Dabi says, Shigaraki's fighting endeavor? Nice. Let's prep. Skeptic says, prep for what? Oh my god. Dabi, man. Oh, he is having the time of his life today during this whole battle. This is what he lives for. Like, he's just like, he's like a kid. I think I said this before in a past chapter, but he looks like a kid in a candy store. Like, he's just like, man, ain't this the greatest day ever. To tear down this fake hero society, of course. And so yeah, he's beaming, man. We got Compress talking to Toga. Are you fine with this, Toga? You're actually close to the edge. And Toga goes, I know you've been scanning for them. Those UA scamps you love so much. They are heroes too. Where do they draw the line? If heroes are supposed to save people, then was Jin not considered a person? Will they kill me too? Oh man, Toga is just she's had quite the day. She's reflecting on everything, man, and like she's just in a daze almost, just like in her own thoughts, basically. Like, that's what I want to ask Izuku and Ochoko. Depending on their answer, I'll be fine. We see close up on Toga, then we cut to a close up of Uraraka, who looks like very resolute to save people. And that's the chapter. That's the end of the chapter. So yeah, we're definitely winding down on this insane war arc. Shigaraki is finally running out of steam. Deku's way past that. His steam is gone. But and the heroes, the heroes and the villains basically need to lick their wounds, except for Gigantomachia. I guess he's raring to go still, but and the other villains, I guess, on his back. But yeah, we just basically have to wrap this up. And just kind of everyone has to separate. Like, you had to fight, you gotta separate for a while. Like, go back to your corners, heroes and villains. But yeah, so Shigaraki couldn't take One For All because he wasn't quite used to having All For One yet. So Deku still has it. But yeah, we got to see some of All For One's brother, who's he had a very cool appearance in this episode. I mean, chapter. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my live reaction of 287. So yeah, Plus Ultra. Like, comment, and subscribe.